Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be like. A beady deep beep deep deep beep. Oh yeah. Podcasts and talk shows? Let's do it. It's time to start this show. Time to start the show. Whatever they do, change is coming. Our Imperium, and it's coming from the rapid degradation of the ecosystem itself. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. Well, welcome back to another episode of Griftcast IRL, the live version. The IRL actual version of it, or whatever. How's it going? What's good? I should have been live a lot earlier, but I've just been kind of like watching other videos and investigating stuff. Trying to figure out, what was going to be the things to talk about today. And it seems like we might have actually figured out something to talk about today. And it seems to have to do with Bam Margera. Yep. Bam Margera, good old Bam CKY2K, who like my chopsticks hit you in the shit with my little Sorry, probably shouldn't say that. This is probably insensitive to yellow people or whatever. Anyways, it is what it is. Nice to see you guys out over here in the chats and stuff. Ooh, let me fix that real quick over there. There we go. Now we can see the little things over there. But yeah, what up, y'all? What's up? Magic Poop, what's up? Gozarian, what's up, JR Riggs? How ya doing? Megan K. And dude, this Bam Margera thing is like jacked up, dude. And the reason I say it's jacked up is because I've been following along with this like Bam Margera situation for a long time, right? Like, I remember watching the videos back in the day. I remember, like thinking that maybe I would be a jackass someday. And you know what? Apparently, I'm actually a jackass now. So, there it is. That's what it is. But, like, don't sue me. Don't sue me or anything, Johnny Knoxville. But yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to talk about today here on the Griftcast. Anyways, yeah, this is a show. It's 100% Grift. 20% news and 80% me being a jackass. So hopefully y'all ready for that shit. What's up, Pio H1? How you doing? But I did a lot of work like looking into this or whatever. I had some other links and stuff that we're probably not even going to talk about. But I do have some things coming forward. You probably noticed that we started uploading videos again. I'll tell you what's going on with that first is because I figured if videos are still supposed to be a thing, I should start making them again. So I'm making videos and uploading them to Rumble, YouTube, and Twitter for the next couple of months. And we're going to see which one really truly does get more views. And I mean, as far as I'm concerned so far is that, like we still hardly get anything on YouTube. Notifications don't go out. Stuff like that doesn't happen. Probably the main thing. But it was making me laugh today because I figured I might as well start this off with this because this is what we're usually here for, We uploaded some videos today, right? And I looked at it and I was like, So we uploaded 2 videos today. Each of them were on some probably, super popular topics or whatever. You can see that we only hit 190 views on one and 124 views on the other one. That's really sad, honestly. Those numbers are just dog shit. I'm just kind of like, does YouTube even operate as a platform anymore? Because like, what's the point of having subscribers if your subscribers either A, never get their notifications, or B, hate you so much that they stay subscribed to you, but they don't actually watch your videos? I still don't understand how that shit works, but I figured I would like point it out to you guys that, like we're giving it the good old college try, right? Like it's what you guys got to do. And I went to my content and you can see I uploaded the same videos over on Rumble. And yeah, we got 18 views on one of them and 3 views on the other one. And those are monetized views. All right. Those are the monetized views that are coming off of it. Now, I want you to look at this. this will probably make you kind of question your life and the way things are going. So I uploaded it to Twitter, saved 2 videos, right? So like I uploaded the videos to YouTube, I uploaded them to Rumble, and then I uploaded the same videos to Twitter. And look at how many views it got. 1,259 views for the same video that got 180 views on YouTube and 3 views or 18 views or something like that on Rumble. Shit's insane, bro. I don't get it. Like, here's the one for Tucker Carlson that I had made earlier today, just, you know, to have it up there or whatever. And even that one, 829 views. So what is, you know, like what is happening? Yep. What is happening? You know, that's the question that you got to ask yourself. And honestly, I don't know. That's why I always push Twitter. And since Twitter gave me my Twitter account back, I got a check mark and stuff like that. I'm going to keep uploading to Twitter, and regardless of whatever else is going on in any of these other platforms or whatever, I just have to point it out there and say pretty straightforward that, like, you know, this shit's kind of ridiculous, dog. Shouldn't be like this at all. Like, it almost seems to be the weirdest thing ever because, you know, Twitter was never supposed to be a platform that you were going to get views, right? It's never been a video platform. And somehow on the not video platform, we're still getting more views than we do on the platforms that we technically like. Twitter's my biggest platform. I got most followers on Twitter, right? More than we got on YouTube and Rumble and all the rest of them. So we're going to keep looking into that because I think it's important, right? Like, I think it's important to try to figure this stuff out. But, you know, like, that's my only little rant for today so you guys could see what we're up to. And, you know, if you had the question as to why we started uploading shorter videos, that's why. Okay. And a lot of people are only on YouTube. Some people are only on Rumble or whatever, you know, like, honestly, I'm on all of the platforms, but the ones that I've been focusing on, you know, for my videos have obviously has been YouTube and Rumble, right? But it's almost like it's not even worth uploading videos to Rumble, because if I upload a video to Rumble, we get, like, you know, YouTube style views. But if we do live streams to Rumble, we seem to get a lot more viewership that way. And I don't understand how that even operates or happens. But it is what it is, you know, like, I guess I'm just here to ask questions and be a jackass. And that's not even what this stream's about today. So let's get into the actual meat and potatoes of what we're supposed to be talking about today. And I think it's a interesting situation because I like Bam Margera. I liked his content way back in the day. I mean, he was literally the guy that started Jackass. If it wasn't for him and all of the work that he did while producing the CKY2, you know, the CKY videos and all this other crap, literally Johnny Knoxville and the rest of these motherfuckers would not have existed, right? And that's just the main thing here, right? That's just the main thing to point out here. And some kind of strange news came out today is that Jackass star Bam Margera is charged. He has been charged today punching his brother, and they put out a warrant for his arrest, and he's currently, I guess, on the runs in the woods in somewhere in Pennsylvania or Philadelphia or whatever. I don't know. It says Westchester, PA. Okay, so yeah, I was right. But they're saying that Bam Margera punched his brother in the face during an altercation in their home in the Philadelphia suburbs, then took off on foot to disappear. And the Pennsylvania State Police on Monday announced criminal charges and issued an arrest warrant for Margera, age 43. And yes, they are currently looking for him. Yeah, they're currently looking for him. Actually, which is crazy to me because at face value, if you didn't know anything about Bam Margera and what's been happening in his life, so on and so forth, you would not take the time to even think about this. You'd be like, oh, he's probably just one of those jackasses and he was drunk or he's on drugs and blah, blah, blah. But I'm the first guy that's going to tell you that there seems to be a lot more to this story because I've been following along with this for many, many years now, right? Like, this guy's been around as long as I've been around on the internet, except for he got way more popular than I ever did. And damn, dude, thanks to Demo from Texas for the follow over there on Kick, dude. Welcome to the channel, bro. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Because we like to do this shit live. We do Kick, we got Twitch, we got everything up there so that people can make the decisions on what they want to look at. But what was I? Oh, yes. So, Bam. You know, good old Viva La Bam, as it were. Something has been going on with him, and it feels like it's been happening for a very, very long time. It's almost like a crazy downward spiral, and it just doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense into what's happening. And according from the state police, they said that they were called because of a domestic disturbance shortly before 11 a.m. on Sunday. Bam Margera's brother, Jesse Margera, told police that Bam Margera had pounded on and kicked his locked bedroom door in the morning and punched him in the eye, nose, and ear during a confrontation in a kitchen, according to the court documents. Jesse said that he also found a threatening handwritten note signed by Bam, a police affidavit has said. Margera was a guy that's been a lot of different things online, and I mean, I guess this doesn't sound like it might be too far away from what he could have possibly have done, but I mean, according to some of the other news out there, is that, yeah, that's it. He was threatening to beat up his family and had beat up his brother, right? Which is not something that I had actually thought about. And some people would say that Bam has been struggling for years, but I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem like I would agree with this assessment. It kind of seems like everybody else around him is being a piece of shit and greedy, and Bam is just trying to be Bam and not able to be Bam anymore, is what I'm thinking. But I don't know, you know, some people have different varying opinions on this particular situation, but according to more detailed information from the amazing people over at TMZ, they said that he started banging on Jesse's bedroom door around 8 a.m. and left an ominous note behind. Jesse told police that the sign writer said, if you even fucking think of calling the police on me, I will definitely fuck you up. Jesse goes on to say that he went downstairs to find Bam peeing in the kitchen sink, at which point he allegedly a fight broke out. In the court documents, Jesse claims Bam wailed on him and struck him multiple times on the head, and cops make note of this in their report, noting visible injuries that they observed. After the brawl, Jesse goes on to allege Bam says, "I will kill you. I will put a bullet in your head." Jesse told police that Bam allegedly said that he'd kill everyone in the house, the occupants of which at the time included his dad, Phil, two other women. Jesse told the police that Bam fled into the woods behind their house after this, and comms came up short when they were looking for him. Yeah, kind of seems like a very, very serious situation, if you ask me. I mean, I'm not going to definitely say this is uncharacteristic of a guy that used to like beat the shit out of his dad for laughs on a video camera, but at the same time, like, I don't know, you know, is he really just falling apart in such a bad way? I mean, his dad was in the house. What does his dad have to say besides his brother? Is this him and his brother fighting with each other? Is there money involved here? Like, what seems to be the big situation in all of this? And I don't think anybody really truly knows, but one thing to point out is that, you know, recently, as it were, Bam has already been arrested, and it was not that long ago that he was arrested for public intoxication, which actually leads into a lot of people saying that Bam Margera has been on a downward spiral as of late. And yes, he was arrested for allegedly making a scene in a restaurant where his estranged ex-wife and son were eating. And the cops say that Bam was drunk in public, and this happened in Burbank around 3:45 p.m. sometime last month at a Thai food restaurant. And yeah, it's just a little bit strange, you know, like they arrested him for public intoxication not that long ago, and it's mostly because apparently his wife finally decided to get a divorce with him, and that further, I guess, is obviously going to put him in a destructive downward spiral or whatever. And everybody just wants to get Bam help and stuff. That's probably where we're going to hear from the families and stuff like that. But Clearly, I feel like it's a lot deeper than that, because there has been incidents and happenings over the last couple of years that I truly believe have actually led into the downward spiral that we're all currently having a great time looking into, because it's just kind of like the way that it actually fucking goes. So if you think about it, it was not that long ago, even then, back in February, Nicki filed for legal separation from Bam. And you know what? Ever since then, it seems that the Bam situation has just gotten worse. There was the legal separation in February. He got arrested in March, and now here we are in April, and there's another warrant for his arrest because he apparently kicked the shit out of his brother. So you should probably, like most people would, take the second, or maybe not even take a second, just be like, all right, well, yeah, Bam Margera, he's on drugs and stuff. We should probably not definitely take a look into that or anything. But then I decided to look into some other things, because there's actually another channel that had been doing a rather large video, like, documentary on this, and it's BJ Investigates. They got 109,000 subscribers over there on the YouTube, and they have a very interesting take on the whole entire situation. And the only reason I actually bring up BJ Investigates is because just so happens today, the first episode of BJ Investigates podcast came out. It's called That Surprise Podcast, and they sat down with Bam Margera. Really? Yep. That's right. So, you know, I don't know if it's just coincidental. They decided to rush this thing out. It was something that they had going on or whatever, but I feel like there's a lot more to the story than meets the eye. And according to this person, BJ Investigates, since sometime last year, Bam Margera has actually been asking for help. Yes. For help. Yes. For help. And they actually do break down a lot of information going back from 2019 in April to basically, like, pretty much almost to the entirety of what's going on here. And it actually digs through a bunch of really good information about Bam Margera, his life, and what's been happening in the interim, because there seems to be a lot more going on than meets the eye. And it almost makes me remember, what was it right here? Yes, this podcast right here. It was 3 months ago on Steve-O's Wild Ride podcast on YouTube, where he and Bam Margera sat down and were actually starting to talk about the things that were happening, because he was under conservatorship, or he had a guardianship or something like that. And if you've ever looked at any of the stuff, that's the same thing that Britney Spears had going for her, although technically it was different than the one that Bam has, because they're named different things, but they're essentially the same exact thing. And the rise out of this seems to be pretty weird, because over the years, Bam Margera's had a lot of issues, right? Like when they started coming out with the brand new movie for Jackass in 2019, he was supposed to be involved with it, and a bunch of really shady shit happened, right? Like that's basically all we can say about it, is that somebody was doing some shady shit back then, and it seems to just be growing and growing ever since then, right? And it's pretty crazy to think that, you know, Bam Margera was literally the guy that started all this stuff. He was the guy with the talent, everything. And now, you know, like he can't even really be a part of his own situation. And his wife is trying to leave him, take his kid away from him. The family is saying, oh, we're not trying to take his money or do anything like that. But just some strange fucking shit has been happening in the situation. Okay. So, you know, I thought it was funny because I haven't even actually watched this interview. It just came out today when I was looking into it. And I had spent some time going over this video right here, which really tries to break down the key moments in all this.
My name is Bam Margera. I'm 25 years old from Westchester, Pennsylvania.
So if you don't know who he is, this is the guy.
Bam.
This is the dude.
What's happening, bro? Congratulations on the movie.
Thanks.
Bam Margera is best known for his role on the hit MTV show Jackass. Bam's story no longer has fans laughing.
So, my family, Jackass, has betrayed me, abandoned me, rejected me.
I haven't talked to you in a while because I got my phone taken away 200 days ago.
If you were to look into the tabloids, they would tell you it was an unidentified caller. The caller didn't identify himself to the police. That's false. We requested the police report. I've looked at it myself, and the person who called the police is...
Now, I don't want to steal this whole person's, video or whatever, but we will have to kind of go through little bits and pieces of it here. But, honestly, I'm always down for shouting out people's good investigations, but this is definitely, I think, recommended, required reading, required viewing for this entire situation, because it's nuts. Since 2019, at least, there has been some weird shit happening in the Bam Margera world. And everybody keeps on trying to say that he's a drug addict and he's an alcoholic and he's got all these problems and yada, 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 yada. And maybe some of that is true. But the dude has been in fucking rehabs and different places for very many years. And I mean, it just kind of doesn't seem to be the reality of this whole entire situation. So whenever I read that something like this happened right here, immediately I'm not thinking that, oh yeah, this is dude just a, super alcoholic, because people that are alcoholics, people that have these kinds of issues or whatever, don't act out violently in this type of way over small shit. Right? Like, no way, dude. To me, it seems like there's a lot more building up into this, and I think that we're probably going to find out through the grapevine over the next couple of days that there's something a lot bigger happening here with Mr. Margera and the family that's been going on for very many years, right? Because, why would he be going after his brother? Why would he be saying he's going to go after his family and shit? Unless...
Every time, I couldn't even use it for, but I'm just saying, I had no music, no interweb, no nothing for a year and a half. As soon as I got out, I was outside of the Starbucks with my buddy. I was like, I can't believe this. And I went to the beach. I was like, the beach. I've been locked up. So.
What happened when you would try to leave?
When I would try to leave? Mm-hmm. Well, then I get Baker acted again.
Mm-hmm. So it was all in Florida this was happening.
Yeah, it's called the Florida Shuffle.
So let's rewind a little bit.
Florida Shuffle. I am the definition of the Florida Shuffle because the judge said they've never seen anybody get shuffled this hard. I got shuffled 11 times, 90 days, 90 days, 90 days, 90 days.
And what would happen right toward the end of your
$1,300 every night. Can you flip this coin? If it lands on heads, it's tell the truth day, say what.
Just for you guys that don't know what the Florida Shuffle is, the Florida Shuffle describes the recruitment of a drug user with good health insurance to repeatedly attend various rehab centers and sober living houses, which allows the facilities to repeatedly bill the patient's insurance company. The treatment centers that participate in this may have little regard for the actual needs of the patient. While named after Florida, the practice also occurs in other places in the United States, such as California and Arizona, which just so happens to be both of the other places that Bam Margera has had to deal with this, whether it's 5150 or sent it to a psychiatric hospital or whatever. He's always been in Arizona, California, or Florida. And one of the reasons that I moved out of Arizona is because somebody's actually tried to do that shit to me before in the past. I only was in what's it called, the psychiatric hospital for an hour because they definitely realized that there was nothing wrong with me, but they could still do it. They could still have it. So if you've never heard about it, if you never understood what's going on with it, this is what they're talking about. Right? They're talking about how they take people like Bam who have been placed under conservatorship are made to go through all these things so that they can prove that they're going to be sober and be good for the family and all of that stuff. But essentially, it's just the treatment centers making tons of money. And I mean, we're not really seeing too much happening with these guys.
Whatever I want day. And if it lands on tails, then there's certain things like I'm not allowed to talk about.
I gotta flip the coin.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's gone. It's on. Oh, it's on heads. Look at that.
Yeah, but you have to flip it and everything. Oh, you just did? Just flip it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it flipped. It's heads.
Just go like this and make it land on this. It is heads.
Oh,
all right,
yeah,
so
heads. Wait,
now
let me
there's
take
all
a
these
picture.
files.
Was it really heads?
Well, yeah. You want
Yeah,
it?
look
It
at all
is
those
heads.
files.
Heads.
All these files she has that I have not seen before.
What do you think of that?
I've been here for like 4 hours now, and I said we can't start the interview yet until I read some of these things.
Okay, so
You
what do you
have
want
it
to do? We have the.
I don't know where to start. There's too much to talk about.
Let's talk about the Arizona conservatorship.
All right, so
Arizona
Here you go.
what do you want me
conservatorship.
to do?
You
Rita?
can look at any
It's
of
gonna
it.
take forever.
Arizona?
Well, so I got time.
Well, how about you just ask me a question? I'll answer it.
How?
Ah, right. So in this video right here, she actually does talk about the Arizona conservatorship pretty deeply.
It pans out that way. So I'm looking into Bam. I'm looking into Lima. Now this like mysterious death. The way that she uses this is to intentionally trigger.
All of your money and everything.
Right here.
A guardianship, they kind of leave your money out of it.
Yeah.
And the guardianship, they're just like kind of, there's rules you have to abide by, and he's like forced to be in.
How long do you have to be like
Forced
that for?
to be
I
a
think that, I mean, I don't know that we're really even allowed
Forced.
to talk about it too much, but as I understand it, it's like
Oh, he's not allowed to talk about
yeah,
it.
we'll leave it at that.
And the good thing is
And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, that's all I need to hear. Okay.
Yeah. So, the first things first is that if to put this into perspective, sorry, I'm looking over here is because I've caught 4 mouses today. 4 motherfucking mouses I've caught today. And I can hear another one of those motherfuckers over there, and I'm gonna get your fucking ass, bro. You better watch out, bitch. Sorry. So, yeah. Some people think that he needs to get put into rehab again, but other people are watching what's going on. And honestly, like, Novak was the dude that was in need of rehab and got his help. Obviously Steve-O, the rest of those guys wanted to help him out, but the way that they're talking about it, the way that they're treating him in his, in this video, because that little clip right here came from this video, or at least part of this video right here, where you have to actually look into this, and they're being very clear where they're basically saying that he can't be himself, right? They're like, he's not allowed to be himself. He can't do anything that he wants to. And they're really trying to put it out there that it's Bam that's the problem, right? And what a lot of people like me started to notice is that, it always seems to be somebody connected to the conservatorship or somebody in his family that's doing some bullshit. And holy shit, sewer guy Rob coming through. Whoa, dude. Is that what I just think it is? A $50 super chat from sewer guy Rob? Whoa. We actually made some money today. Yay. See if this pop up. Why is my pop-up chat not working? Oh, there it goes. But yes, prayers for Bam. Much love, man. Well, the chat. And much love to you, sewer guy Rob. Thanks for the $50 super chat. We 100% appreciate you and your generosity. Yes, we do. Yeah, Bam's the legend among legends. Not only did he start Jackass, he got kicked out of Jackass. And everybody's looking at him like he's the bad guy, right? Yet most people aren't aware of what's actually been going on with him and his conservatorship.
How did in Arizona? So I saw a video of you, and people characterize it as ranting and raving and whatever. But what you said in this,
When you've been through what I've been through, yes, it is a rant because I have a lot to say. But I don't know anything about this free Bam movement whatsoever. And
Free Bam
because I
movement?
couldn't have the interweb. So I just didn't ever care to look. But somebody showed me today at Carrie Getz' house, who lives in Cherry Hill, which is, I didn't know where you lived, but I was like, this chick knows a lot of information.
What was it that you heard
and then
that you
Jack
were like,
Tillery
this is
said, Jack Tillery said, bam, she lives in Philadelphia. I'm like, what? Get a hold of her then.
I spoke
I'll
to
be on
him
my way.
today.
Yeah.
So what did you...
So, do you think Bam Margera's like hiding out at this chick's house or whatever? Because like they could have recorded this today. It could have been recorded a couple of days ago, but the timing is very, very suspect, guys. Very, very suspect, this one.
Time to investigate. So I'm looking into it, right? I start, again, looking at the tabloids, looking at what Page 6, TMZ, and the other trash news has said about Bam to kind of get an idea of where I can even start to look. And I saw that most recently, back in September 2021, Bam Margera had been picked up by Pinellas County, Florida police and brought to a rehab. Now, when I looked at the stories in the media, they were saying that this man was on drugs, he was an emotionally disturbed person, he was assaulting someone or battering someone, it was a crime, he had committed a crime, he was on all these drugs. And so it made it seem like, man, this guy was bad off. So I'm reading that. So then I said, okay, well, if this is in Pinellas County, I'm gonna go to Pinellas County conservatorship court records and look it up. And sure enough, there was a conservatorship. Now,
he's
a
probably
lot
drinking
of
peppermint
ado
shots
has been
in her
made
basement.
over whether it's a conservatorship
And it's not a conservatorship.
or a guardianship.
It's a guardianship.
The thing is, they're exactly the same thing.
He's got like, he's under a
They're
conservatorship,
exactly the
you know,
same
and-
thing.
It's not a conservatorship. It's a guardianship.
Oh, really?
The conservatorship
Britney Spears.
has financial implications. With
Britney
the
Spears.
conservatorship, they're in charge.
I think there's only one state that makes any type of difference between those two things. Some states just call it a conservatorship. California is one of those states. They don't have guardianships. Guardians are for kids in California. But in other states, it's called a guardianship, like in Florida, right? So this distinction between conservatorship, guardianship is a moot point.
He's got like, he's under a conservatorship, you know?
Yeah, he's under a conservatorship, you know, he's under a conservatorship. Well, is he under a conservatorship? I don't know. According to the Pennsylvania State Police, this is the arrest warrant that they put out for him. And yeah, he was apparently of Thornton, PA when they put this out, but they still haven't found him. So do you think that they might have some connection into maybe looking at this chick who just put out this interview or whatever? I don't really know. Like, I went back to Bam Margera's like actual situation, and he hasn't posted on social media in about 4 weeks, right? There hasn't been any new videos or anything that he's put out there or whatever. So, you know, the question remains for me if there's going to be really anything different. And then honestly, for a guy that's always loved his dad and shit like that, I just have a hard time believing some of the stuff that his family members are saying. And then even when we go back and look at some of the stuff that was posted around August of 2022, yeah, it's no secret that Bam has struggled with mental and health addiction. You watched Bam grow up and supported him through his ups and downs. Our family has let you into our chaos that is our home, and we want nothing more than to continue this journey together. The Free Bam movement has caused confusion and a threat to Bam and our families, and we are sharing our lives with you. Some things need to be handled privately, and treatment is one of them. Recovery is difficult, even more so under public scrutiny. Despite the rumors, Bam has never been in a conservatorship, but rather a temporary healthcare guardianship for public reasons not shared with the public. If Bam chooses to speak on this, then he will when he is ready. The Free Bam theorists have encouraged his exit from treatment despite their lacking of knowledge of the details of his health and well-being. We kindly ask you to respect the process of our family. As your extended family, we ask you to support Bam in his recovery, to stay on track, and wish him well with his sobriety. With heart, the Margera family. Yeah, he definitely's got some love going on. He's definitely got some people that, you know, want to help him. But to think about this into concentric terms is that I'm trying to establish for you guys a few things here. Is that, First, we went off of what is actually going on with Bam in the news. Then we started to look at the context as to why this possibly could be happening. And now we're looking back into the history of it. And one thing to be certain is that we never even brought up the Free Bam movement. And the Free Bam movement was basically started by the girl that we're watching the video with, who is now got this interview with Mr. Bam that she just put up on her channel. Wow. The day after he's, got an arrest warrant. She lives in PA. He lives in PA. There's something happening here.
Did you hear me say today in the clip that you were like, wait, there's something here I need to know? What do you remember? What piece of information you were like?
It doesn't matter what information it is what it was. Yeah, I remember everything. But is what it was. Yeah,
I remember everything.
When I say certain things, you have an editor zoom into your face and be like, which means that what I'm saying.
I think I do.
Yeah.
So
but you're on my level.
So you don't really know anything about the Free Bam movement. I've heard you say that.
I know nothing.
You don't know nothing about it.
What happens when you've tried to find stuff out about it?
I never have. I don't care.
You don't care?
No.
It hasn't really been on your radar, really.
No, but I'll tell you anything. If you ask me a question about anything that happened, I'll tell you about it. But, I've never cared enough to. So there's so much fun body cam footage of me the police and being arrested for no fucking reason and all this shit that,
There is a lot of body camera. Have you seen any of that?
Than Puff Daddy, I can tell you that.
Have you
got
seen
more
any
lawsuits than Puff Daddy.
I mean, have you seen any of the body camera footage?
No.
None of it?
No.
So tell me about which body camera footage I do not have is the Arizona arrest.
That was phenomenal. But what was very funny is when I got arrested at a Thai restaurant, they handcuffed me, they broke my hand, it's still broken. Look at that finger.
It
finger's
looks rough.
broken as
Put it up to the camera.
Yeah, and this is broken right here as well.
How'd that happen?
This is
they
broken
handcuffed
right
the
here.
shit out of me for no reason.
So I did
They
see some
handcuffed
footage of
me
you at the Thai restaurant
for no
from the
reason.
inside.
Yeah.
And it looks like you were being a little bit aggressive, some might say.
Yeah, it seems like
larried up.
he was larried up. So obviously right here we can see that he didn't know about any of this stuff, and he was pretty clear that he hasn't been on the internet to look into any of this stuff. So he didn't know that there was a Free Bam movement. He didn't know anything about this chick or anything like that until literally just weeks ago. And then Bam Margera seems to have gone and hung out with her, and she's done all kinds of investigations into this to the point where she has every little slip of paper, all of the videos and stuff. She's gotten everything. And now she's talking to him. So this is exactly what Bam Margera's family doesn't want to be happening right now, because if there is any type of weird, finicky shit happening, well, we're all going to fucking figure it out. And to me, it doesn't sound like he's belligerent or anything like that. It sounds like normal fucking Bam, to be perfectly honest. I mean, have you not talked to somebody from PA before? Like, what the fuck, dude?
What does that mean?
It means I went to Chris Siegel's house. I was at the Roosevelt, and it was 2 a.m. I was like, I should probably go to bed. He's like, no, let's go over my house. I'm like, nah, I should probably go to bed. He's like, no, let's go over my house. So I went over to his house, had a few more White Claws, and then it's time to meet Phoenix again, when we just had a phenomenal day together.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal day. Nikki met me at the barracks with Phoenix. It was phenomenal. And then I took Phoenix.
It was phenomenal.
Which is a funny story about I take care of this 8-year-old girl named she was born in but she's mine. I live with her. Mm-hmm. So she was like, better not be there. She was upstairs at the barracks playing with Legos, but she really wanted to be downstairs skateboarding, and she really wanted to meet Phoenix. So after I talked to Nikki for a little bit, and an hour went by, I'm like, you know what? I just got this brand new ring from the shaman. It says in Arabic, tell the truth, patience, patience. So I was like, Nikki, I got to say, I know you didn't want to be here, but she's upstairs playing Legos because I paid Destin Dern $400 to drive to follow me to deliver the car that you always wanted, that you made me wait 4 hours in Burbank for, which was very embarrassing and very frustrating and very rude. Finally, Destin's girlfriend babysits when Jessica's at work. So Jessica was at work, and then so I'm like, so Destin and his girlfriend drove me up here.
Who the fuck are these people? Are they serious?
follow me to give you this car. Now I have to go back with them, but she had to babysit. So Bell's upstairs. She really wants to meet Phoenix. She's like, well, okay, fine.
Yeah, that is pretty tight.
I've seen Phoenix like have play dates and they have fun, but Phoenix were like two peas in a pod. I've never seen anything like it. And we're skipping down the street on Hollywood Boulevard, like 1, 2, 3 and jump. 1, 2, 3 and jump.
I saw that video.
I turn around and Nikki just has this resting
holding
bitch
her
face.
cheetah cardigan.
And I go, what is the problem, Nikki? And she goes, it's just one big happy family. I'm like, well, what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that?
You want to be one big miserable family?
Yes, she does, clearly.
No, it's just, it's just one big happy family. I thought, I'm like, well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
What's wrong with that? All right, maybe he does sound a little drunk right there. Maybe he does sound a little drunk right there. So as you can see, the situation is developing quite strangely because dude's on the run. This chick puts out this video. So, logic dictates this probably had to have happened within the last week or so, right? They didn't record it like live, right? It's not a live stream. It's a video recording. And what we heard is that they were hanging out for at least 4 fucking hours before this even started to happen. Yeah. This is what we actually have seen happening. And I mean, I don't know who this BJ person is or whatever. The first that I've basically heard of this person is, the Bam Margera investigation, really. And it was just kind of crazy to me because I literally, the first thing that I saw after I started looking this up was her video right smack dab in my face from YouTube. And then hours later, this video interview of her actually sitting down with him. And if I get into this more, going and looking at her videos and stuff like that, you can see that she's actually investigating a lot of Hollywood individuals, even people that I knew, like Zappo CEO, Tony Hayes or whatever. Me and that dude did whippets together. I don't do whippets anymore because he died of them or whatever. I mean, I stopped doing it before he died of them or whatever, but still I can remember sitting there in a fucking goddamn tent with just nothing but robot turds fucking everywhere. Yeah. We were fucking degenerates. We were fucking degenerates. Well, I mean, he's not Catholic, so doesn't matter, but still, I rest his soul. This channel seems to have really, really bumped up pretty hardcore. Because if you look right here, Churches in Hollywood's Kris Jenner and then Bam Margera were the first videos that they did, and everything else seems to be kind of on the same point. Going through all of the young people that were on television when we were children or whatever. You got Dan Schneider in the mix right there. So there's obviously some kind of loose connection into Gabe Hoffman in some kind of way. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I, started scrubbing through his fucking timeline and I actually saw some overlay there or whatever, just throwing that out there. So to be clear, I'm not being negative or anything about any of that. I'm just talking shit. But it's obvious to me that there's something going on here. Yeah. Because it's weird to me, when a guy like me who's actually hung out with most of these people or whatever starts talking about all this stuff, nobody gives a shit. But if it's random person or whatever, you got a bunch of editing and stuff, everybody gives tons of shits. But this situation's got me going, because as soon as I saw this get put up, I just decided that I needed to start digging into this thing at least a little fucking bit more, because arrest warrants getting issued for beating up your brother or one thing, but what is this? Bam Margera, Don Lemon, and Tucker Carlson seen cruising in a white Bronco headed towards the Mexican border. Dude, that would be one hell of a show. Bam Margera, Don Lemon, Liz, and fucking Tucker Carlson. Dude, I'd watch that fucking show. I definitely would watch that show. I can tell you, I was actually investigating this shit pretty deeply, right? And then here's what the
We're
news
called to
was
the
saying.
Pocopson Township property called Castle Bam around 11 Sunday morning for a domestic case. When they got
Castle
there,
Bam
police were
at his
told
house.
former pro skateboarder and jackass star Bam Margera had taken off through the woods behind the property. According to police documents, Bam had been kicking the door of his brother's bedroom and left a note for his brother threatening him if he talked to police. Then the documents say the brother saw Bam urinating in the kitchen sink, and then Bam attacked him, injuring his face. Bam's brother says Bam told him he would put a bullet in his head, and then he left the house. Family members were outside waiting when police arrived, and troopers searched the woods for Bam but didn't find him, which then led to a warrant for his arrest. Bam has been a celebrity now for over 2 decades, with a few of his own shows, including the very popular Viva La Bam, but he has been in and out of rehab for years and has had a number of personal life and child custody issues, as well as arrests, including charges he kicked a woman in California earlier this year. And he reportedly had a very rough time after the 2011 high-speed drunk driving death of his good friend and co-star Ryan Dunn along Route 322 in West Goshen. I interviewed Bam shortly after Dunn's death.
I honestly ran out of tears, 4 days of nonstop crying. I have none left anymore.
Pennsylvania State Police say if you see Bam Margera or if you have any information that could help their investigation, you should call them here at the Avondale Barracks. In Chester County, Tim Furlong, NBC.
Look at that fucking pink ass shirt that this fool's wearing. What is with this whole entire situation having pink? This dude's wearing a pink shirt. That chick's got the little pink poofy balls on her head. Bam's got the pink poofy balls on her head. There's a little pink poofy ball weird thing that he's been flapping around. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of pink going on here. You know, she got the pink balls. He's got the pink balls. He's got the pink on the microphone. He's flapping around a little pink thing. Her drink is pink. There's a fucking pink straw in it. All the goddamn file folders on everything are pink. This is a fucking psyop. This is a goddamn psyop.
Some people just thrive in chaos. They just need it.
I feel like if you think that I've been scorned. I've been betrayed. I've been backstabbed. I can't even sleep on my back because there's been so many knives in it.
You know what I noticed about Nikki, and I don't know if you noticed this. I'm sure you did. But it's always right at the same time you're getting a restraining order put on you or you're getting put in another guardianship. She's filing shit across the country in California on Phoenix. That's happened twice.
Right.
She filed for custody and child support one single day before Lima filed to put you in a guardianship.
Well, she's been brainwashed by her brother Warren, and I told her, when I get out of here in Florida, I've been here for I've been for a year and a half, $1,300 a night, $660,000 that your brother has a signature on, the Baker Act, that put me here. Mm-hmm. She goes, it must have been forged. I'm like, it wasn't forged, but whatever.
Must have been forged.
Like, look,
there it is right there.
I will move to anywhere on the planet with you except Los Angeles.
I have those papers who signed them, actually.
So, after 3 months, I go, I'll pay for your place. I'm like, I got a place. Oh, congratulations. Where? She goes, Burbank. I'm like, Nikki.
You told her you didn't like Burbank.
Burbank is Los Angeles. Van Nuys is Los Angeles. Santa Monica is Los Angeles. Culver City is Los Angeles.
It's all fucking Los Angeles. It's all Los Angeles. Why? What's everybody getting into Los Angeles for? You know? And why does it take this kind of situation to happen in order for people to come up? Because, you know, as soon as this chick starts flipping through her little files or whatever to start pulling stuff out, and at the same time, you know, they're throwing it up on the green screen that looks white right now, but it's a green screen, you know.
Well, Heights is Los. It's all Los Angeles. You move to where I can't go, and it's right next to your brother. You pick your brother over me. I'm leaving. Goodbye. And every time she sees me with a cute girl, she's like, "You packed her, didn't you?" And I didn't. And I'm like, "No, I didn't." You packed.
No, I didn't.
Like, if you keep telling me that I will 13 times, and I'm going to go do it because we keep getting blamed for it, then I'm going to go do it.
Yeah.
So finally, I fly in Jessica from Milwaukee. And she's like, you flew in a girl from Milwaukee and you're taking her 8-year-old to Disneyland? I'm like, yeah. She's like, did you fuck her? I'm like, yeah. She's like, what? You did? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I dicked her down hard.
Like once or twice? I'm like, no, like 1,300 or 14 billion. I can't even count anymore.
These are all of the different times with police reports. Right here, I have a Stephen B. Timmer one. This one's actually from...
Stephen Timmer.
Stephen Timmer.
So here's...
Oh, my God.
I have the police call, too.
I might get overwhelmed right now.
Do you want to hear the call of Stephen Timmer? The 911 call?
Stephen Timmer was such a drunk piece of shit that he decided to get sober, and then he wanted to be an interventionist, and he found out how much money I have, and They said at the court of the
found
judge
out how much
said,
money I have.
This is his 9th extension of the Baker Act. This is the most of a Florida shuffle that we've ever seen in ever. So then Steve Timmer transferred it from Pinellas County to some other county in Jupiter.
It was
Florida.
in Hillsborough first,
Jupiter,
and
Florida.
then it went to
So a new
Pinellas.
Jupiter judge didn't know about the 9. She thought it was the first. So then I had to do it again.
Because she didn't know about it.
Right.
This is
But
starting
the judge,
to add
the
up.
girl in the Pinellas County.
Because she didn't know about it. This is starting to add up. Yeah, I don't know if it's really adding up, but it's very interesting to see the dynamic between these two, because clearly he's never had anybody that's had basically everything on all of his shit handed over to him. But I will say that it is dangerous, right? Because this could go very horribly for him. Even more so, like the family and stuff like that, you know, they probably haven't seen this. And if they have seen this, I mean, they're probably definitely not happy. Not happy.
The judge was like, this, look, he gets out on July 17th, and that is that, and I don't give a anymore.
Yes, I was heavily involved in Free Bam at that time.
He's
and
getting out. I don't care if he jumps the wall and whatever. He's
Free
getting
Bam
out.
at that time.
This is the 9th time of an extension. This is the most Florida shuffle we've ever shuffled with anybody.
So how do you feel about all of that?
I feel like I want to knock Steve Timmer out because I did 90 days at, it's called the Refuge in Ocala National Forest, and I had 88 days. I had like 2 days left. I flicked a cigarette out into a bush.
You were trying to burn down the endangered forest.
They filmed the bush smoking like any cigarette would. It was not on fire, but because it's in the Ocala National Forest, it was a bush in the field. And they said I could have lit the whole national forest on fire. There is no way, if it was on fire, which it wasn't, could catch onto the forest. So I had to do another 90 days at another place.
Another 90 days at another
skills,
place.
And then is what I did there was, they say this, I did 85 days. I had 5 days left. I would have been out. Steve Timmer goes, boom, you've been rocking the same shorts for like 8 days now. I'm like, yeah, so what? He's like, well, that's bad hygiene. I'm like, I'm not trying to get any pussy around here. I don't give a f. And plus, I jump in the pool, so, you know, they're washed, kind of.
How long had you been wearing
They're
the
washed, kind
pants?
of.
These pants?
No, the ones that
Those
you
8
allegedly...
days.
Yeah, so he was like, you've been wearing the same pants for 8 days, so you have to go for 90 more days because
of bad
what?
hygiene. Because of bad hygiene.
And Stephen Timmer's the one that made that call, not the facility.
Well, guess what? I've been wearing these pants for 33 days.
33
Somebody
days.
call the police. This man is bad at hygiene.
Oh, should I get back to should I go back to treatment?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no. And this shirt I've been wearing for 45 days.
You know, I saw a comment on
45
one of your posts today.
days.
Somebody said, "Do you have any other shirts?" So maybe you can answer that question.
Well,
No, he's been wearing that one 40 days.
shirt given to me by Danny Way, and I'm not going to take it off because it fits me perfect, and I don't give a. But if you.
Merch can't tell Bam and Pod apart. What? Bam and Pod? See, that right there should probably put you into some kind of like weird space or whatever. Because, 33 days wearing the same pair of pants and not washing them seems to be a problem. 45 days, why doesn't he have any clothes that he can wear? What happened to all of his clothes? Like, isn't he like one of the richest MTV stars? He's got a guardianship that's supposed to be protecting him or whatever, but he doesn't have access to any of his money. He hasn't been able to get on the internet for over a year. And then finally, when he starts getting onto the internet over a year, he gets connected with this chick that did the documentary on him. And all of a sudden, shit's just started to hit the fan. But it's already a situation where he's not in a great place, man. Like, he's fucking got no clothes. He's got nothing. And now he's on the run for the police, like ran up into the forest and they're looking for him. It's a fucking weird thing. Yet for him, he thinks it's normal, right? And he's been in rehab after rehab after rehab, and generally the only reason somebody would think that would be normal is if they were just in a depressive state, right? Although either that or they fucking grew up in the 1900s when people didn't used to wash their shit and you only had 2 pairs of pants. So you know what? You just changed them over every other day.
You have a washing machine. I'll take off my shirt after this interview. You can wash it and I'll put it back on.
You're more than welcome to my washing machine.
That'd be very kind.
Mi casa es su casa,
Yeah.
as they say somewhere.
I like that.
Oh, we got our handshake. Oh, man. Take that, haters. So...
Yeah, that kind of seems a little bit strange, doesn't it? Like, has he been homeless? Does he not have a washing machine over at his compound? Because according to the news stories that we read, Bam Margera, according to this news story, at least from NBC News, is that the arrest or the attempted arrest, the whole situation happened at his compound. Right. And that's the compound that he's living in for, I don't know how long. That's the one that he did the television shows and shit at. He don't got clothes there. He's been wearing the same clothes for 45 days out of a choice. Yeah. It kind of seems a little bit weird. Smokane, it's true. Whenever Mersh does a pot awful impression, he does a Bam Margera voice. Really? That's hilarious. Why does he do Jesse's voice is like, huh? Like, you know, hi, pids. All right, guys. I don't know. You know, well, I can't even do Jesse's voice. It's like, he doesn't crack like that. But he's like, oh, guys, I don't know. He just got a higher pitch. He's just like my voice, but like 1 tone up, probably. Like Mersh.
Police documents, Bam.
Yeah, but he can afford alcohol, right? He can afford alcohol and drugs, but he can't afford to buy clothes and other things. And when he was allegedly about to be arrested, he was at his house where he would have had clothes and cars. Like, I see a fucking Tesla right there. So everything seems really fucked up with this situation. And I'm not trying to take sides here because that's not what I'm thinking. I'm just trying to ask the question, like, is Bam Margera actually super fucked up and needs to get away from these internet personalities, and his family's on the right side of history here? Or is this just getting exploded into something that nobody even thought it was? And that's the big question, because, like, how do you let somebody of that nature get to that level? And the only time that somebody's going to be that depressed is to be, I don't know, if their wife of very many years left them very publicly and took their son. I don't know. Maybe that would probably put a guy in this state. I don't know. I remember when I fucking had a girl that I wasn't even I was supposed to get married to fucking leave me or whatever and shit. I got pretty depressed and stuff. I wrote some pretty crazy shit or whatever, but it was code and stuff. And then I got bored with it because I couldn't figure out anything else. So, I let other people deal with it. And, well, so I get it. There's
Tell
some
me
weirdness
about
here.
what happened in Arizona. I saw a video said you got knocked over the head with a bottle. That's true?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me about
Arizona.
All right. So,
Arizona, California,
this
Florida.
is so funny.
The shuffle.
Surprise, surprise. I'm in Sarasota. And it's my brother with Joe DeVito from MTV who did all the Viva La Bam stuff.
that. Okay.
The producer.
DeVita.
Joe
My
DeVito.
brother.
Oh, DeVito.
And Joe
Okay.
So I
DeVito.
meet them right near the airport bar. They get a gin and tonic, so do I. We start chit-chatting, and then they say, Bam, we want you to go to a treatment center. I'm like, well, you're drinking right now. And as a matter of fact, I showed up at Aunt Missy's house on 12 White Claws when I showed up, and she's narrowed it down to now 2.
This is about June 2001.
Yeah, and so I was there for about 3 weeks.
And
12
Tremaine
to
had
2.
just put a restraining order out on you. Just now.
Yeah, because I said I was burning his house down.
Were you going to burn his house down?
No, it's just saying I'm mad at you.
It's like when you said I'm going to jump
How
off
can
a
I burn
bridge.
your house down if I'm in Florida and you live in Los Angeles?
That's the question I'm wondering.
Well, he's such a pussy that he had to file a restraining order.
Well, see, my
really?
He's such a
conspiracy
pussy
theory-
that everybody could get with on the Jackass set at any given moment,
Any
even
moment.
during lunchtime.
Yeah.
But you have to sign a contract that says Jeff can't because he's the director. So get hurt in action. Ow, I got bitten by a shark by you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Get hurt in action, you. Get hurt action, let me collect all the money.
So here's my conspiracy theory.
yeah.
It's a total conspiracy theory, okay?
Maybe it is.
Conspiracy.
Well, here we are. You'd let me know. I kind of think it's possible
Uh-oh, here we go.
that people
Here we
Jeff
go.
Tremaine in particular,
Here we go.
did this restraining order thing because they knew that just a couple days later, somebody named, I don't know, possibly Lima Yevremovich, maybe somebody else, was going to be having these papers ready, signed, sealed, and ready to go to say, look how unhinged this crazy person is. Look, he's a crazy reality star and he has schizophrenia.
Logic does check out.
And look, he's threatening little girls. And doesn't that just give them a lot of ammo to use against you in this Arizona thing just a week later or whatever?
It's just about...
I'm just a crazy conspiracy theorist.
If you call and file a random complaint quickly and it's on document, so now if I'm ever in front of a court with a judge, then they're going to see just a laundry list of things that are nonsense, but it looks like a whole bunch of stuff.
And that's
Yeah,
what
it
I'm
looks like a whole bunch of stuff.
He did this, that, and the other thing, and the other thing, the other thing, the other thing.
He's crazy.
And he's so crazy.
He's unhinged. I'm scared for my life.
And you know what?
Lunchy, they're scared for their lives over here. Lunchy, what are you doing over there? You being a lazy puppy? You're not going to come on the show today? I'm going to go get you. Get you. Daddy, no, Daddy. Fine. Lunchy break. Lunchy break. Lunchy break. Lunchy break. All I need to be is my lunchy. My lunchy. See how she's looking over at the bed longingly right now? She was like, Daddy, I was sleeping. I don't know who People Bam is. Daddy, that's not my time zone. Yeah, that's a 43. Seriously, though, this guy drinks White Claws.
Everybody who comes up to you and they say, hey, BJ, how you doing? You're like, I'm good. Really? Is that what you want to keep telling yourself?
Yeah.
You want to keep telling yourself that? No, I'm actually doing good. Is that what you want to keep telling yourself? If everybody keeps doing that, you're going to either be like, get the fuck away from me, or you're going to get
like seeing you.
It would make me feel like I was going crazy, even though I knew I wasn't.
I was. And especially because I was on 18 different medications from Paramount, or not Paramount, Dick House, because they're dickheads.
Yeah.
Dick House.
It goes on and on. Bipropion, propranolol, trazodone, Seroquel, lithium.
Did you find that any of that was helping you?
Hell no, I was a zombie.
None
I couldn't
of
even
it.
f my own wife. I was going bald. I was getting fat because of weight gain. Stiff muscles. I couldn't skateboard. I couldn't do anything fun. If I woke up, it was to go to the refrigerator and eat or fall asleep again. I was a zombie. And I don't know why, but they also made it a contract that I can't leave the state of Pennsylvania. I live on the border of Delaware, 1 mile away. It's tax-free shopping. That's where I go grocery shopping.
Right.
So technically, if I went grocery shopping in Delaware, I broke my contract and I can't get the millions that I get.
And you also couldn't go to like your Comic-Con appearances. Like they were kind of restricting your way to even make money.
They
couldn't go to Comic-Con
for it all. So if you want me to pay $90,000 for wavelengths, then I have to do that. If you want me to pay $800 a session for the therapist twice a week, I got to pay for that. $800 for neurofeedback. All this medication.
$800 for neurofeedback.
And then Michael. Then they would.
Why were you having to pay Heather Hayes? Didn't she like
then
a
I had to pay
transportation?
Then Paramount would take $9,000 off of my salary a month of all this doctor bullshit. So and every day my phone would randomly beep, 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 beep. If I was camping with my son and it beeps, I gotta cancel. I gotta cancel the camping trip. I gotta go to an urgent care and piss and see if it's hot.
Right.
I had to breathe into a Soberlink 3 times a day, and if I'm late, then they would usually get pissed, but I would do it.
So all this was going on.
One time I blew 0001 or whatever, and they're like, "Ben, what the fuck, you're 001?" And they're like, "What's that in the background?" I'm like, "That? Well, that's a kombucha." They're like, "Oh, kombucha, that could set it off." I'm like, "So now I can't have a kombucha?"
I can't have a fucking kombucha.
Me, and they didn't know that COVID would happen. So they thought we were going to film the movie right away. And then COVID just automatically happened. And they're all thinking, like, we'll be filming in a week. All right, we'll be filming in 2 weeks. We'll be filming in 3. I waited 2 years doing their bullshit that I stopped doing it because I was like, what's the point of getting $5 million if I'm 6 feet in the fucking ground?
Right.
I'll be dead. So what do I care?
Right.
That's why I want to fuck Knoxville up. I see red. You get into a ring with me, I now fuck you up. Jeff Tremaine's too much of a pussy to get into the ring.
So you have double
Jeff
dog
Tremaine
dare,
is a
John
pussy.
Knoxville.
Boxing gloves are pointless. Ding, ding, ding. You're over with.
Would you do it with the boxing gloves?
It's
If that was the
pointless.
only
It's a
way.
waste of time.
Damn. He wants to fight. You hear that shit? He wants to fight Jeff Tremaine and those guys. Lunchy, this dude wants to fight these motherfuckers. Do you hear this shit, puppy? Yeah, I know. This is ridiculous. What do you mean, why did I wake you up for this shit, Lunchy? You're a good girl, though, for hanging with daddy.
There's no pads. You're dead.
I don't want to be dead.
I don't think that's probably something you want to be broadcasted after you got...
You scaring me.
Bye,
I'm getting
Lunchy.
scared.
Not you. Yeah.
So yeah, probably not the kind of thing that he needs to be saying right now. Definitely not the kind of thing that needs to be getting broadcasted. I mean, just that little part right there. Because that seems like it could seriously be jeopardizing to his personality in person based on, you know, the fact that he's got a fucking warrant for his arrest right now and stuff. So, like, ay. Yeah, dude. Very, 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 very strange. Very strange.
So all this was going on with the checking in and the... What was that man's name? The one you were checking in with.
I ain't no wizard. What are you talking about? What
There was a man who was in charge. I
Checking
got his
in the
name
where?
somewhere. When you were in that wellness agreement.
Wellness agreement.
Whenever Johnny Knoxville, Jeff Tremaine, and the other one, Spike or whoever, came to your rehab and were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
sign this. And you were like, I don't want to sign.
So
What do you mean?
I'm like so in debt with this shit, and then they find out that I went to Rhode Island on a sober road trip with Novak and Andy Roy, and then I tested positive for Adderall because I was a zombie with all this 18 medications.
Mm-hmm.
So because I tested positive for Adderall and I was in Rhode Island, now I'm out.
He was prescribed that, by the way.
I just go
by a
back into the
doctor.
rehab that I paid for.
Mm-hmm.
And then they decided I'm not going to be in the movie anymore.
Mhm.
It was just, it's the definition of f***ing torture.
It seemed like it. That was the first
Definition
thing I
of
saw that made me
torture.
think, you know, I didn't really watch Jackass and stuff. I was like a little bit more of a girly girl and all that. So I had obviously you couldn't really be alive and not know what Jackass was. It was a
Well,
cultural
because Jeff
phenomenon.
Tremaine lives in Los Angeles, he does all the MTV meetings, so he can make all these side deals because I've seen me do it with Viva La Bam.
Mhm.
So when he's there, he makes all these. When me and him, he used CKY 1 and 2 to create Jackass with a bit of.
He did.
So when it's an MTV special, what created Jackass? Big brother. And then there's 2 minutes of CKY. It's like, you motherfucker.
Yep.
If you even get me in a ring with Jeff Tremaine, it would go like this. Ding, you're dead. I don't have to touch
Yeah,
him.
he looks like a little soft.
Ding, you're dead.
Ding,
Knoxville,
you're dead.
Done.
Knoxville, you're done.
Knoxville, you're done. Tremaine, ding, you're just done.
In the ring.
In the
only.
ring. With no boxing gloves, because I don't have time for that.
I think you're going to have to do
I
boxing
don't have
gloves
time
if
with
you get
that.
in the
He's
ring.
too much of a. Even if Conor McGregor said, I have $40 million for you to step in the ring with Bam Margera, he will still be, he'll probably go break his hand and be like, well, I got a broken hand. What am I supposed to do now?
Conor McGregor?
No. Knoxville would be like, shit.
Oh.
Well, I would do it, but I got a broken ass hand. Yeah, because you put a brick on it real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you like that one green cut? Yeah, that's where you could actually see the green screen as opposed to it. See, like, I wanted to have all of the walls in here painted that green screen color, but then that color is awful.
So tell me about what happened in Arizona.
Yeah, what happened in Arizona, Bam?
So-
You got hit in the head with a bottle?
Yeah,
How
yeah,
did
Let
we
me
get
get there.
to that?
So, like I was talking about Jess, my brother, showing up in Florida with Joe DeVito. They said, Bam, you should go to rehab. I'm like, but I'm down to 2 White Claws. I was on 12,
Jess,
but
my
Aunt Missy
brother?
got me down to 2. So I'm good. And then they're like, dude, if you go to this rehab, Iggy Pop wants to do an interview with Nikki Sixx, followed by, I'm like, really? Billy Idol? What? Really? All right, you know what? That sounds like a good deal. So
Iggy
I
Pop.
get there, and now it's, what do you call it? Like, one of those holidays, it starts with an M.
I don't know.
Memorial
Day.
Oh,
At
Memorial
Scottsdale.
Day.
So
Memorial
it's
Day
going
was
off the
Memorial
hook.
Day, yes.
So now there's bitches in bikinis all over the place walking around. I'm like, DeVito, Jess, we got to have one night out before I do this. Like, all right, yeah, let's do it. So we have one night out. Shot. They're getting loaded too, just like me. And then we wind up at the strip club.
Then we wind up at the strip club.
No, we met her at the pool party. And she's like, I'm a stripper. I'm like, you are? Rock and roll. Where at? And she's like, Alaska something. I'm like, Alaska something. All right.
Alaskan Bush Company? The Alaskan Bush Company? I've been there before. I mean, just because like I heard about it and I wanted to check it out for science or whatever. But, you know, if I really wanted to go to a good club, like Alaskan Bush Company is like way far away from fucking Scottsdale. That's like going into fucking Phoenix and shit. So like, a little weird that they be going that far. I would have gone to like Skin or something like that, but you know, they're hanging out with chicks at a pool party in Scottsdale. He got set up, dude. They took him to Scottsdale during Memorial Day. I used to live in Scottsdale during Memorial Day, man. That was some fucking legit ass shit. Me and Vince Do from Night Hype be hanging out with Jem Ray, the dude that used to be the chef at the Playboy Mansion. We would be having some good fucking times, bro. That was when my life was amazing because I was like this short, ugly, fat dude or whatever, but I was hanging out with the guys that threw the parties. So like all the chicks loved us the same and they'd be like, oh, what do you do? I'd be like, oh, I'm a chef. They're like, oh, cool, man.
I'll come and visit you.
Nobody gave a fuck.
At 8. If you have purple lingerie, then blah, 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 blah. Shit, I'll wear purple lingerie, this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, all right, we're going. So then
we're going.
We get there.
We went to the Alaskan Bush Company.
She's like, I have this boat, and I want to take you out on it in the morning. I'm like, cool. I'm supposed to go to rehab in the morning, but I'll do the boat, and then I'll go to rehab. All right, cool. So the next morning, I go.
This is all of a sudden starting to sound like a girl that I fucking know. Works at the Alaskan Bush Company, has a boat.
Go on the. I tell DeVito and Jess, I'm like, Jess, I agreed. DeVito, I agreed to go in, but she's going to take me out on this boat, and I love boats. She got a speedboat, and I'm doing it. And you two are welcome as well, but that's what I'm going to do. They're like, bam, it's time to go. I'm like, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm definitely going with her. And Nikki probably thinks I fucked her on the boat. No, I just like the boat, and it happened to be a stripper, whatever. But because that happened, DeVito was like, you need to turn around. And I'm with the stripper in the car, and they're trying to make me turn around. And then he's like, turn around now. And the stripper goes to listen to him, and I just take the wheel, and I go, nope, we're going this way. They tried to say I grabbed the wheel, and it was a high-speed fucking big donut on the highway. It was just, nope, we're going this way.
But maybe we should.
I did grab the wheel, though.
Yeah, maybe
we shouldn't grab
not.
wheels, but it was just simply that.
Okay, it wasn't.
Yeah, you
quite
should have
what
grabbed
we
wheels.
thought.
Donut. There was no half of a wreck.
So that's the story that you're told as to why you got arrested because you pulled the wheel.
Oh, it gets better. So
okay.
So
it gets
now,
better
because DeVito.
Yeah, this is all of a sudden starting to sound very, very familiar to me for some reason. Almost like I've heard this story before. I'm actually looking at my Facebook right now at something.
And Jess said he went on the boat with the girl, and we don't even know what lake they're at. So they both left and went back home. So now I'm all on my own with this stripper. And I drink so many White Claws that by the time I show up at her house, we started to kiss, and I was like going to have my way with her, but I wound up pissing her bed because I was so hammered.
That's very
and then she threw a fucking apple at me, so then I left. And then I asked some dude, where am I at? Because I didn't know where I was. And he saw my cell phone, he took it, and then bashed me over the head with a Corona bottle. So now I'm all bloody. So then I just get into a fucking... maybe an Uber, I guess. I can't remember. But I went to the Ritz-Carlton. No, I went to whatever it was. It was right next to the mall. And it was like a Four Seasons or some shit. But I checked in with this bloody head. And then when I got in there, I reached in my pocket and I found all these somebody must have gave me. And I ate them all. And you're not supposed to do that.
And you don't even like... That's what you said to the Pinellas cops.
I don't like weed.
He doesn't like weed.
I don't really like weed, but they're okay. I would, if you gave me $10 million, I would never try not in a million years.
What about ibogaine?
What the hell is ibogaine?
It's like a similar to the 5-Vimeo thing, and it's supposed to be.
Interesting. Wow. I'm not going to say anything else about this, but or not that particular portion, but I will say that I definitely think I know that chick. Just did a little bit of searching on Facebook, and I saw something, and I was like, small world. Small world. Small fucking world, dude. I used to live in Arizona and Phoenix and in what's it called? Scottsdale, Tempe. That area. Cascade.
Real good for like addiction. It like cures addiction immediately.
I only like white Jews.
Well,
that's really funny that they're actually talking about addiction, and she brought up ibogaine. I mean, for Bam, he probably needs to do like some fucking DMT or something like that, then go into a hard treatment center with, like a ketamine therapy or something like that. The only issue with him is that I just feel like the people around him would just make that fail.
I think it comes from, like a tree or something. I have never done it.
No, but Adderall is what?
What the fuck? Yeah. Ibogaine. Let's see. Ibogaine healing. Yeah. Ibogaine. I think it's a root. Yeah. It's a root. Yeah, they're wrong. She's wrong about that. Sorry, but ibogaine is a root. Plant medicine. Helps people get off crack, heroin, and alcohol. But you gotta like burn yourself. Not my favorite.
That's not white, that's blue. No, orange.
No, but
depends which one you're taking.
But I was on it for 14 years. How?
It helps, right?
Because Knoxville would give it to me. When I was a pro skater, I did not drink whatsoever. I didn't smoke cigarettes.
I didn't drink whatsoever.
Any pills, not at all. And he's eating these things like M&Ms. And he's like, "Boom, you want them?" I'm like, "No." "Boom,
what's
you
he
want
eating?
no. Adderall. And then he would take Xanax to go to bed. So then I was like, you know what? Give me one. So I took one and I liked it. And then the next day I'm like, Knoxville, give me another one. Knoxville, give me another one.
You did derive a medical benefit from Adderall? I think it can help.
Well, all that I know is that I went to rehab for Adderall and alcohol.
Yeah.
At least I was out and about, chit-chatting with you, having a good old time. I go into rehab. I'm on more medication than I've ever been. On 18 medications. I can't even skate. I'm gaining weight. I'm losing my hair.
Can't
I'm a
listen
zombie.
to music. Honestly, I found that to be so offensive that you couldn't pick your own music. I think that's such an important thing.
Like Lil Wayne, we have the same fucking birthday, and he has tattoo, I am music. Well, so am I.
Yeah. We should write a song.
Yeah, well, we were born on the same day and the same birth date.
I was born in the same month
but
as
he's
y'all.
from New Orleans. I'm from Philadelphia.
I like Lil Wayne. One of my favorite songs is one he did with, he did a feature on a Sia. LSD, you know the band LSD with Sia and Diplo and Labyrinth?
I know. But Lil Wayne
has my favorite track on there. My favorite feature.
I am music. You're right, Lil Wayne. You are music.
And they took
Rick
your
Rouse,
music away from
Ace Hood, Lil Bam, Yellow Wolf, NF.
So tell me how
MGK, Eminem is the big time.
Yeah,
but I mean, we could go on and on with this. Big Boy.
Yeah, you can really see that. I don't know, man. I don't think that this interview is helping, but it is going to be interesting to see how this one develops over the next couple of days since this thing actually gets put out there. And I mean, there's so much to be going with. There's so much going on with this guy. Like, there's so much going on with him just recently, ever since his wife decided to leave him, that, he's been in this downward spiral. And I think it's great that BJ Investigates gets him on the podcast. It's just very coincidentally strange how all of this stuff is like came together in this way. Like, how long is it going to take for them to figure out that this interview's out there? And then, when are police going to be knocking on her door? And then, oh my God, what if he's actually just hanging out over at her house or something like that? That would be fucking hysterically weird, right? That would be weird. Super weird. Super weird. I think that, some plant medicine like Ibogaine or DMT might actually fucking help him, but only if he wanted it to help him. Is really just like the fucking case. He needs to do what that one guy did to me and my other friend, the cigarette thing. Yeah, that would fucking.
And that's just rap. If you want to talk about rock and roll, Lacrimus Profunde, Anathema, it goes on and on. Tokyo Hotel.
She says there's 3 videos, but she doesn't know when she's going to release them.
I haven't heard a lot of them ones you just said. Well,
that's crazy. She's got 3 whole videos of this one with this one. I know she's on Twitter. What's her Twitter account? She's got listed on any of this shit? No. I could probably find it on Twitter real quick. Beep, 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 beep. There we go. Oh, I should follow her. What's this right here?
Saw what he said. And he said that you live right around here in Philadelphia. I want to do an interview with you.
So I saw a video of you, and people characterize it as ranting and raving and whatever. But what you said in this...
When you've been through what I've been through, yes, it is a rant because I have a lot to say. But I don't know anything about this free band movement whatsoever. And because I couldn't have the interweb, this chick knows a lot of information. Jack Tillery said... Bam, she lives in Philadelphia. I'm
knows
like, what?
A lot of information.
I'll be on my way. It was a ruse to get Lima and Jesse Ray and Brandon Cliff. They came in for an intervention at the shaman's house. He does not want his address one bit to be shared. It was so rude what they did. And my mom was like, Bam, I had nothing to do with it. You had everything to do with it. You fucking made her change the flight because you knew they were coming. What you have is big news because I could have done an interview with you and we could have talked, but you have fucking proof of everything.
Proof of everything. Yeah. Seems like it. YouTube sent the new video on BJ Investigates. What this? YouTube sent you something? Must actually be the 100K letter. I wonder if they actually sent her the freaking contract. Wait, what's this? Pussycat dolls. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I figured the intro, that's where it was. And that was like the whole first part of that one video right there too. Kind of just seems pretty strange, dude. New interview out. Hear it from his own freaking mouth. Still crazy though, dude. Shit's still crazy. Shit's just crazy, dude. I can't believe that this is all going down like this. And I mean, they're talking about this other chick, the man trapped, which is this Lima Takira Jamonovic.
So I start looking into her, right? Who's that? At the moment, I don't know who it is. So I start looking it up and come to find out this woman is the CEO of a company that uses virtual reality.
Virtual reality?
Uses
virtual reality?
Excited to announce Oculus Quest.
That's weird. Who uses VR?
Simulated environments to help people with addiction.
So we're all about data-driven healing. Our goal is to use technology to scale affordable, high-quality treatment services.
And the way that she uses this is to intentionally trigger people who have mental health conditions in order to do some exposure therapy, which, listen, on its face, I believe people should be entitled to do whatever they want with their own healthcare decisions and all of that. So on its face, fine. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a biotechnologist or whatever those things are.
I'm not a biotechnologist. Here you go. Bam texted me this last night, and I was debating on whether or not to post it. I really don't want these conspiracy theories more attention than they already have received, but it's crossing the line from online gossip to attacking not just my family, but also Bam and his family. Sobriety takes a loving village of support and a community of people who uplift you and want you to succeed. If you love Bam, you will support his recovery and the people that love him. September 17, 2022.
So there's an app called Cameo that pays me money to have me say what they want to say, and I just got done watching a conspiracy video that somebody made about Lima. I watched it halfway through and got really confused and did not know what the Florida Shuffle was. So it was one big fuck up yesterday, and I'm here to clear it up. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. By the way, last thing that Lima's put up for a very, very long time. When rehab doesn't work, use the brain rescue. Use this sober thing. Stay sober. By the way, this chick right here, she died. Yeah, she died. She died. She died. The last person she was a conservator died, and then all of a sudden now she's a conservator for Bam Margera.
I have literally no idea. But then I find that this woman and her company and her virtual reality has been featured on a very, very popular YouTube channel called Soft White Underbelly. There are probably 15 different videos on YouTube by Lima and with Lima having to do with this one particular patient that Lima attempted to help with her virtual reality system. Okay. This person's name was Amanda Rabb, and she was living on Skid Row without a home and who did struggle with drug addiction.
She struggled with drug addiction.
When we meet Amanda, she's kind of in the throes of addiction, but she doesn't really want help. And Lima works with this person who runs the YouTube channel named Mark Leta in order to attempt to put Amanda into a conservatorship. They were unsuccessful in putting her into the conservatorship, but they were able to get court-ordered treatment as long as Lima took responsibility for Amanda and all of that. Well, long story short, Amanda's now dead. We're going to get into a whole investigation about that. But Lima was involved in that. So I'm still...
So what do you think, guys? Looking into all of this stuff, watching all the little bits of video and things, trying to put it together, it kind of gives me pause, right? Like, I obviously want to believe and trust in the family, but when it's been taken to this kind of level, it really seems very different, right? Like, there seems to be a lot of minutia involved with this situation. And it's only getting even crazier with this chick putting out these more recent videos, because this is exactly what the family doesn't want to see online. I mean, even if it is something that is negative, it doesn't seem like they're trying to change people's hearts and minds in any type of negative way. I mean, the family basically hasn't really said shit since then. And if you listen to what's being said, he's charged with punching his brother Jesse, who he's basically mentioning in the kind of the same way that he's talking about all the rest of these guys and how they have quote unquote wronged him, right? Like, it definitely has the overall feeling of the predatory Hollywood situation ever involved with it. But specifically now that we're kind of getting his side of the story in this very, very strange way, it's not, it seems like it could be helpful for his case, but most people are looking at the condition that he is in right now. And I mean, it's just not a great condition at all. So it's only going to deteriorate even worse. And I mean, how is this really going to help anything? I don't know.
To have a listen.
Well, MGK has a jackass tattoo, so I have an MGK tattoo too.
Have you seen his movie? I watched it on the plane the other day.
He has a lot of movies.
Oh, it's the one about well, Megan Fox is in it, and he's like what's the name of that damn movie?
Yep, she wouldn't tell the judge.
Good Morning, spelled with a U.
I don't think
last year.
I haven't locked up. I haven't seen a lot, but I did see one that he just did. I forget the name of it, but I loved it.
Okay, good, good.
He's very talented, that MGK
character. He got into it with Eminem. People had to pick sides.
He definitely seems...
All right, let's go. If you listen to me
I'm listening.
Eminem is the motherfucking shit. There's no doubt about it. Giant heart, a gram.
Giant heart, a gram.
But Rap Devil, I was there in Newark, Delaware, or not Newark, New Jersey.
That's close.
When MGK did that, when he did that video, Rap Devil, and I'm like, dude, if you put this out, it's gonna go two ways. It's gonna go big time, yeah, or Eminem might come back and fucking crush you. I don't know, but this is very, very, very risky.
This is very risky.
He's like, it, I'm doing it anyway. I'm like, all right, let's go. So he did it.
And he was destroyed.
And, there's so many Eminem fans, and I'm the biggest Eminem fan. But if you listen to MGK, there are 33 facts that he says and questions that he does not answer Eminem. He trails off on a man bun. So what? And he trails off about what cereal he's eating. And what kind of cereal? Who cares? It's Frosted Flake or Fruit Loop. Who gives a fuck? Answer my question. Why did I'm not on Shady 45 because of you? Why you shelf me like Paul Rosenberg? Answer my questions. He didn't answer any of that. Then he starts trailing off about Taylor Swift or Britney Spears. And then if you want to
fuck him, you on that,
you can wear my flannel. He doesn't need a flannel. He's Megan Fox. He's very happy with himself.
I think they broke up or something recently.
Well, who cares? He can fuck anything that moves, MGK.
At this point, probably. What do
All
you
he
think
has to do
of
is walk down the street.
Adam 22, thoughts?
Who's Adam 22?
Exactly.
Adam 22, thoughts. Who's that? Yeah, okay. So I think that's pretty much it for that. I mean, we really dug into this particular situation, I think, pretty deeply. And what have we discovered? Well, we know that Bam is now wanted and on the road because he punched his brother. And we've known that there have been issues going on with him that go all the way back at least until 2019. But even before that, I mean, pretty much since 2011 when his buddy died, things have just not been good for him ever since then, right? And it seemed like he was really like actually coming into his own. He has been in rehabs after rehab after rehab. And it seems like either something's not clicking in him and all these people are right, or there's something more nefarious involved in here. And I mean, it feels to me like there might be a little more negativity associated with the people that are quote unquote trying to help him. And I mean, I got to throw it out to BJ for being able to really assemble all this and associate it in the way that she has. Because it really does kind of bring her brand up into a crazy kind of situation and way. And I mean, obviously, this is only going to get much bigger as the days fall forward because, we're going to be waiting for Bam Margera to be arrested by the police, I'm guessing. That's what everybody's going to be waiting for. And obviously, Bam has been under wraps for a while now. Like, he's been being guardianshiped, he's been under some sort of management, and it's like every single time he comes out of something or he goes somewhere, it seems like something's happening. And is it because of the ex-wife? Is it because of, some of his old friends that are trying to protect the IP that they've created and they forgot about the old friendship? That's the way it looks like to me, right? And sure, watching his interview kind of does show you that, he's like not in a very good place. He's not washing his clothes. Seems like he's still a drunkard, but he doesn't look like he's specifically on any type of like drugs outside of weed or whatever, from my professional opinion. It's pretty clear that, he's obviously a coping alcoholic and he doesn't really have any desire not to be, right? But people can use this alcoholism thing to great effect to literally destroy a person. This is like Hollywood playbook number 1. So it's just kind of strange. I think like he's got something happening here, and I think that there's going to be a lot brewing under this one because of how this is all started to just kind of flood out. And I think it's even going to be bigger. I mean, this is not something that I would want to see from somebody that, even from when I was a little kid, I'd always be like, damn, dude, I wish I could be like these guys or whatever. And now here I am, a poor piece of shit. And he's a Reese piece of shit. But like, whose life is better right now? I don't know. Probably still his. Because he's Bam Margera, and he could be like, well, I'm fucking Bam Margera, and some girl's going to suck his dick. You know, I'm going to be like, well, I'm Manuel Chavez. That's not going to get any girl to suck no dick. Got to change that. So I'm going to keep watching and digging into this one so I get a better understanding of what's happening, but it definitely feels like they're taking advantage of him in a big kind of way. And I mean, they're literally draining him of all of his funds. Like, and if this is like, that's the only thing that kind of doesn't make sense about this stuff. If it was really all about the money for Nikki and the family or whatever, they wouldn't be making him spend all this out of his own pocket, right? I mean, maybe they would. Maybe they think he's got enough money that even after spending all of that, they could still get some. But you got to kind of throw it at least out to Philip and April and say, hey, you know, you guys probably still love him, right? You know, right? And that's pretty much it, you know. The situation's crazy. It is nutty. But that's what's going on with Bam Margera. I'll let you know as soon as we find out whether if this dude actually gets arrested or not, which I'm expecting will probably happen in pretty short order. I'm not expecting it to be going on for that long. Okay? Yeah, I don't really expect it to be going on for that long. But they'll figure it out, dude. And with that, that's pretty much it. So thank you for joining us today for this episode of Griftcast IRL. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, share this with your friends, and we'll definitely be seeing you guys again on the very next one. Hopefully you guys can be very well for the rest of your night, and I'll see you guys again on the next one. Adios, and have a great night. Bye-bye now. See you later. Adios.